What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with myself for not picking up what I thought were clear hints when he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman." He really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. Imagine hinting what you want at Chipotle. I don't know. Do you think I want guacamole? It's not that I want guacamole. It's that I want you to want me to have guacamole. Bunch of snitches in this thread. At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff. Like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. We don't talk about that. Shh. You are saying too much. Howdy boys. Dave reporting in. You fellas sure are a bunch of squirrels. I sure can't wait for next week's rockin' meeting. Dave, you're my bud so I will forgive you, but you gotta stop talking about the meetings, man. The females are starting to catch on to the gym sessions that we go to once a month. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is, often, not possible, led with something along the lines of "can I vent for a minute?" or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem solving session. Otherwise it's just awkward. What the frick is going on here, in our heads? Simply saying you need to cry tells us exactly what we need to do. As a man I support this message. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you. It's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. I get this one way too well. I go through bouts where I just don't want to talk to anyone regardless of how close we are. For me it's not even a thing where I'm upset or I'd hate it if someone was around. I just need time to think and reorganize my head every so often, as well as to just shut my head off for a bit. But I mean, if they wanna silently hang around, that's not a problem. I don't mind being around. I just need mental quiet. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. I wish more girls understood that. My hair is a mess. I know it is, and I think that's freaking adorable. Please just be cute too. Seriously, I don't think girls really know how good they look with messy hair. We don't get the hint. Saying I almost broke my neck in the driveway is not the same as asking us to shovel it. In my mind I'm thinking, thanks for the heads up. I'll be careful. Subtle hints do not work. Obvious hints do not work. Anything short of spelling it out ABC style at us will not work. When I try to pick up on hints I get it wrong almost every time. Can confirm. Source. Good friend. Colleague at work asked me if I noticed anything different about her. I said it looked like she lost weight. She followed that up with, "I'm 5 months pregnant." Well, the good news is what you said is the opposite of what would have gotten you killed. You look more of a baleen whale today. We desperately want you to toss us things, instead of just handing them to us. When I asked my husband for confirmation on this, he said, "Yay. It's fun to catch things. LOL same." I just asked him and he replied the same exact sentence. No matter how you shake and dance, the last 2 drops go in your pants. As a favor, I worked on a girl's car one time and got pretty dirty. Afterwards, she asked me if I wanted to come inside and take a shower. I told her no, because I hadn't brought any clean clothes to put on after the shower. She just kinda giggled. Yeah, us guys aren't exactly too bright when it comes to reading between the lines. How many nights have you laid awake replaying this what if in your mind? I've lost count. 1987. Tuesday. Johnny Mopper shows up to do plumbing work. Woman opens door wearing negligees. "Sorry ma'am, I'll come back later." 1988. A Friday evening. A tenant calls saying her and her friend can't get the electricity to work. 2 young women are in the apartment. They are scantily clad. One whispers to the other, "He's as good looking as you said." Johnny Mopper asks what the problem is. One says this isn't working and holds up a Hitachi magic wand. Johnny Mopper presses a button and the vibrator roars to life. Problem seems to be fixed. The ladies invite him to stay a while and have some wine and hang out just in case. That's alright. Don't want to intrude. And he politely leaves the pouting girls behind. etc. I would subscribe to this webcomic, Twitter account, whatever. Life of John Mopper. I had a girl tell me that my haircut looked nice. I've kept that same haircut for 4 years since then. Dude, I got a compliment about some shorts I was wearing that I wasn't sure if they looked good or not. Those are now my favorite shorts. 15 years later, I'd really like my husband to stop wearing the first shirt I ever complimented him on. It's too small and has holes in it. But I can throw it away and he always finds it. How lovely smiley face. I was told I was cute by a girl in 5th grade. I started smoking right then so I would stunt my growth. How lovely smiley face. We can't move our peanuts without closing our butthole. Help, I can't stop. You made me laugh even more so than the op. You just made men all over the internet clench their ass. That's power you can't buy. Just because we're in the shower for an abnormally long time doesn't mean we're jerking off. Guys like to have long hot showers too, you know. The shower is the only place that nobody bothers me and I can't just shut my mind down. That's why I take 30 minutes for a shower. Yeah, sometimes I just zone out and stand there for like 5 minutes. 40 hours. Yeah, it's freezing as frick outside the shower. I like hugs. You monster, I bet you like hand holding too. Freaking degenerates SMH. Nice try, BuzzFeed. Yeah, like why the hell do I keep stumbling on what seem like legitimate articles all over the internet that reference Reddit users as a primary source of factual information? This and any article with the word slammed backlash will quote random ass people on Twitter bitching about some celeb being insensitive. I'm not staring at you, I'm zoned out thinking about how I'd start a brewery in medieval England, whilst my eyes just happen to be facing your direction. That awkward moment when you zone back in, and you are staring at someone you don't know that wasn't in front of you a moment ago, and they are looking back at you. Sorry, I was wondering if I could conquer 12th century England with a single firearm and zoned out. I've often wondered this, but more in terms of how many people you'd need. People then weren't all stupid and credulous. Obviously they'd be amazed and terrified by your assault rifle, but they'd examine a body and quickly figure out roughly what you had. Then they'd get you with a cavalry charge. You could definitely do it with a tank just because of how ridiculously intimidating it would be. Turn up at the capital or whatever castle the monarch lives in, blow a few things to pieces, and just demand surrender. However, at some point you'd have to get out of the tank. With stuff like guns and tanks, it's better to play the religious angle, show off your miraculous power that God gave you to rule over normal men. That's more my angle. I'd go the wizard angle with a gifted power by God route after honor shitting the current ruler in the face. You'd probably want something high caliber enough to make it through the head and out the other side. Guys also like to be walked up to and asked out. My current girlfriend, soon to be fiance, asked me out. We worked at the same company, and she just came up to me and said, "Hey, just a burger. I think you and I should go get dinner tonight." I asked her who else was going, and she said, "I think it'd be nice if it was just you and me." So yay, that was pretty cool. There is a guy at my office I really want to ask out, and you might have just given me the courage to do it. A girl from high school asked me if I wanted to grab a beer one night after we bumped into each other one day. It was a good evening, nice to catch up, shared some nachos. When we were wrapping up, she asked, "Do you want to grab a 12-pack and watch a movie? We're married now." Ask the dude out. Happened to me once, but it was another dude who thought I was gay. Still flattering. Felt good. If you have a son, don't rush into his room and demand that he get up immediately to do chores or some shit. He definitely has morning wood and would appreciate not needing to hide a boner from his mom. Give him like 5 minutes. Also, just not rushing into your kid's room in general. One day they are gonna run in there without knocking first and just catch an eye full of dong. There is no lock, so please knock. or you might see cock. Cannot stress this enough. Do you know how awkward it is to have your mum wake you up and tell you to get straight out of bed to do something? Let me deal with my pitched tent before I get out of bed, please. I was sick when I was in my early teens maybe, and my neighbor and a couple other girls that I was friends with in the area stopped by to see how I was, because I had been down and out for a few days. I'm in my room with all the curtains drawn feeling like I'm dying and under like 3 thick blankets. My mum thinks let's let them in, and they can see for themselves. She lets them into my room and tries to tell me to get up, that I have company. When I just grunt dismissively, she grabs the covers and rips them back so I can't try to roll over and bury myself in them. Thankfully I had a shirt and pajamas bottoms on, but I can never understand her thought process after all these years as to why she thought that was a good idea. Female here. Mum used to do that to me too. I moved out for a few years, got engaged, and it fell through, and I moved back in with her for a short while at 25. And she went back into her old habits. I am her daughter, and this is her house, so she can go wherever she wants whenever she wants. She knocked on my door. I was halfway through saying hold on, and she just barged in. I was naked. It was awkward. I didn't even try to hide it. She did this and she can deal with the consequences. She started waiting for the okay to come in after that. Just because I got pee on the wall doesn't mean I'm being lazy. It's because it decided to come out a different direction than where the hose was pointed. The good old fork in the road.